What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell, and today, like always, another interesting video for you here on the channel. Today are my predictions for people on the WrestleMania 42 poster. Now, I did this a while back. It was thanks to Assemble Wrestling. They had something like that for a while ago for the WrestleMania 41, so I thought I would bring it back. I actually was looking at their channel. I haven't watched in a little bit. I saw they post something about the poster, so I wonder if they actually did the video. I'm actually going to go check that before I record. Okay, well, funny enough, they actually did, and I haven't actually recorded or watched that video, so if we have same predictions, interesting enough. But today we are going to talk about predictions for the people on the WrestleMania 42 poster. If you don't know the poster, this is indeed the poster we're talking about. Now, gotta be honest with you, shocking to see these four picked out of four. I feel like Brock Lesnar should have been replaced by Rhea Ripley, but that's just me. That's just me. And I think Cody Rhodes, Roman, CM Punk, fair. Brock Lesnar there. We're going to talk about four matches for each of them. Now, I'm not going to repeat matches for people. So, for example, the first person is going to be Roman Reigns. Now, if I say Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes won't have a Roman Reigns because I already talked about. So, let's get started. Well, I already spoiled the first one. It's Roman Reigns we're going to talk about first. I think Roman Reigns has a few different paths now that Seth Rollins is gone. I think you could have for sure put him versus Seth Rollins to happen at Mania. Now not. There's a couple of different ways they could go about it. We're going to start off with CM Punk, for example. Now, there's two ways they can go about it. I think you could go Roman Reigns versus CM Punk because it's a marquee matchup, honestly. And it's a big two names going against each other, something we haven't really seen recently in recent times. Now, you could do it for the World Championship. I don't think you would. I think it would just be a singles one-on-one. I think last year there was more of a fair point storyline wise to have it this year, not so much. I think this could be a SummerSlam match. I don't think I see it right now as to be honest with you, WrestleMania match. I think Roman Reigns storyline wise has two other matches that could really make sense. Next, we're going to talk about Cody Rhodes. Now, supposedly the matchup is not something that WWE sees. I don't see it either. A lot of people want to predict it. I'm just mentioning because I'm trying to get four people on here. And I think, to be honest with you, Roman versus Cody Rhodes 3 would have to work if Cody's a heel. And I don't think Cody will turn a heel. I think he could be a tweener. And I think we could see that maybe at WrestleMania, his really tween kind of aspects. But for now, I don't really see Cody Rhodes Roman happen. I get why they could think that. I could see them thinking like Roman Reigns win his championship back, but I see this happening as a third matchup with Cody as the heel, to be completely honest with you. But my two matches that I honestly think it's either or could happen at WrestleMania, it's going to be Braun Breaker. I'm going to say his first, and then we'll go to the second one. Braun Breaker, to me, I think this could be the replacement match with Seth Rollins. Now, I think Seth Rollins, you didn't need the championship. I think for a Braun Breaker, I mean, you also don't kind of, but I think this is something that with a championship is like a night one main event. You have Roman Reigns going after the World Heavyweight Championship against Braun Breaker. I think this is personally the WrestleMania matchup if Braun Breaker wins the championship before WrestleMania. If he does, then this is the matchup. I think this is for sure the matchup because I don't really see anybody else going for it. If not, then probably not the matchup. Because if Braun Breaker doesn't win, then I think Braun Breaker should still be in a position to win a World Championship, and I think that would be Braun Breaker versus CM Punk to happen at WrestleMania. The next matchup, and the matchup I ultimately think is the matchup, is Jey Uso. I think they're going to go a route of, and I'm going to probably keep predicting this until something crazy happens. I think they're going to go the route of Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns versus Jimmy Uso. I think they're going to have a triple threat between the three because Jay's going to become more heel and be like that heel. Maybe at some point it finally happens where he's heel. He's heel against a Roman Reigns that's a tweener, and then you have your babyface Jimmy Uso. I think that's the route we're going to go. And I think the reason why I think that is because there's just so much storyline between the three of them right now. I know, especially Jimmy and Jay, but not right now Roman as much, but there was before. I think Roman's like the devil on Jay's shoulder. Jimmy's obviously the angel, but I think Jay will turn on Roman. This is the route. I said the match. This is the route I see them going, especially because I think Jimmy and Jay, I thought would work as a tag team together, maybe at Mania, but don't see that as much anymore. And to be honest with you, I think Roman Reigns, now with no Seth Rollins, I think this is still a really good matchup for him. That also makes sense and has storyline. Next on this list is Cody Rhodes. Again, Roman's not going to be shown on here, but we're going to talk about others. So who goes against Cody Rhodes? I have 4 people as well. I think CM Punk could be a possibility if CM Punk would lose the World Heavyweight Championship before, but this is, I put him here first because it's more of a, I'm putting it just in case. I just don't see it. I really don't. I think he's going to be stuck with the World Heavyweight Championship or a marquee matchup to happen at WrestleMania. To me, it just feels like it doesn't make sense. I don't think it makes sense anymore. I think after WrestleMania, you could do it, but I think Seth Rollins is in the rearview mirror, and I think he's going to be the one that is going to race back. He's left behind, but he's going to race back and take away a CM Punk's opportunity. To me, it just feels like this is a hypothetical matchup. Maybe it's WrestleMania 43, but for now, no. The one that kind of makes sense and I think is going to be in the matchup in some sense if they do it, but I think a Jacob Fatu matchup will most likely happen, or Kevin Owens, if he comes back, please let that happen, is Randy Orton. I think Jacob Fatu was taken out by Randy Orton, so it would make sense to have Randy Orton versus Jacob Fatu. Or they can have Kevin Owens come back and then you have Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton, but we'll see on that one. I'm just hypothetical. It's the season of people coming back. I feel like more than likely it could be a triple threat fatal 4-way mess with Cody Rhodes to happen to really cement that main event night 2. But Randy Orton, it makes sense that would happen, but I don't know. I still don't know about this one. Another person that I think makes a lot of sense to happen is Drew McIntyre. I think there is a possibility Cody loses his title before WrestleMania, with Drew being the champion entering WrestleMania, and then you still have Cody in the championship match at least. But does it happen? Does that happen before? I'm worried they're going to try and stretch it out. I don't want that to happen. So just in case if they try and stretch it out or try to do something, I'm going to throw Drew here. I really do believe it's more than likely going to be Randy, Drew, and Cody Rhodes. Now, my crazy dark horse that I have been nonstop saying the minute Gunther cashed in and the minute Cody Rhodes won his title, Seth Rollins cashed in and Gunther lost, is the man of the hour, Gunther, that I just said. Gunther is going to be the one that I think retires John Cena. And if he does, feels like he's going to have some momentum after that. Now, where does that go? Could be going to the World Heavyweight Championship. Maybe it is Braun Breaker versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. But I think more than likely, if I'm Gunther and I win the Royal Rumble, which could be the momentum, win the Royal Rumble, I feel like Gunther and Cody is going to be the matchup. I think that just makes sense. It's going to be a great match. I know we've seen it in Crown Jewel, but it feels like that's the route they would go. And then Gunther with the undisputed title. Am I wrong? I don't think that's a shock to say. So I'm going to say right now that Gunther's, the definition of dark horse is Gunther, but it's more than likely could be probably Randy Punk and then, Randy Drew in some sense like that. Talking about Punk though, what does Punk do? And I think Punk has different options that could make sense, but I still have question marks. Obviously, Punk right now is world champion. What happens with Punk? Does he have the world championship still? Does he not have the world championship? If he does, then I think the most likely option is a Braun Breaker going against him. You have Braun Breaker winning the Royal Rumble, go against CM Punk. Just makes sense. A push of Braun Breaker wins the title. But if they don't want to go that route, if they don't like that route, then you could have CM Punk instead go after I don't know. I think AJ Styles could work, and maybe they don't go the route of Braun Breaker just yet. Maybe it is CM Punk with the World Heavyweight Championship, and he still has the Heavyweight Championship, and AJ Styles gets one final time for that championship. I want to throw this one out and just at least mention it because I do believe AJ Styles has a chance to go after that title again. I just think that they might just save it in a different way, and if he would win a World Championship and a World title run, I feel like that title makes the most sense. I'm just going to throw out this possibility. Maybe they're burying LA Knight a little bit so that he can have a shock win at Royal Rumble. And then maybe he goes against CM Punk and we see LA Knight turn heel before or after. Or maybe we see CM Punk turn heel, which would be kind of crazy, but it could set up a lot of possibilities for the future. And maybe LA Knight's the one that has the matchup against him. I just don't really see it with how they've been burying LA Knight a little bit. And doesn't make too much sense to me. Only because they've been kind of burying him. And I feel like there's others in line that would just make more sense for a WrestleMania match. And finally, I'm going to still mention Gunther if it's the world title. All these four are for the world title because I don't think they'll take away before for CM Punk. But if they do, then I think you're looking at maybe a Roman match. I think you could see just CM Punk in like a triple threat type of match. Maybe it is heel LA Knight versus babyface CM Punk. Like, I could see that as a match. I think Gunther winning and going after that title could as well happen. So, want to mention this, but I think this is the route we go for CM Punk. Now, the last person on here is Brock Lesnar. I kept him here last because we didn't have any connections really from the previous three. I know it makes sense to maybe have Brock Lesnar go against a CM Punk. I don't really want to see it. And Roman Reigns, don't want to see it. Cody Rhodes, don't want to see it. So maybe that's just my personal bias. Maybe they try and do CM Punk in the World Heavyweight Championship with Brock Lesnar. Don't want to see it. So let's talk about the 4-4. Brock Lesnar starting off with Braun Breaker. I think this was the original plan, to be completely honest with you, but I don't think we see this anymore. Maybe we still do. Maybe their plan is Braun Breaker to win his first title at SummerSlam 2026, but I just don't see it anymore being the plan because I think it was going to be Seth versus Roman, Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar, and then maybe which it seems like it was going to be, Austin Theory and Bronson Reed with the tag titles. I think that's the route they were going to go. So I'm going to at least mention this. I'm good just in case it still happens, if they're holding off on Braun Breaker, which could happen, but we'll see on that. I'm going to start off with some matches that I actually believe are, and I really do believe this, most likely to happen. I'm going to say two matches that I think will likely happen, and then a crazy, and I mean crazy, dark horse match. And starting off with Bronson Reed. I think this is probably my favorite, to be honest with you now. I think what they did when Seth Rollins got injured was move Braun Breaker to the Seth Rollins role and move Bronson Reed to the Braun Breaker role. And I think Bronson Reed versus Brock Lesnar is probably the match now for WrestleMania 42. To be completely honest with you, Brock Lesnar versus Bronson Reed could be such a great matchup for Bronson Reed, especially if he wins. He would then have, a win on Roman Reigns. He would have a win on, Brock Lesnar. He would have a win on Seth Rollins as well. I mean, it's a way to establish a star, and I think Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker would be a undeniable two duo stars. The next one that's obvious is Gunther. Now, the thing with Gunther that I could see happening is, does he have the IC title? If he has the IC title, which technically, I wonder if I'm going to upload this before the Raw. You'll know. I don't know. I am recording this pretty far ahead because this is a video that I can schedule later on if some crazy stuff comes and happens. But Gunther, I feel like if he has the IC title, this isn't the match. If he doesn't, and if he doesn't win the Royal Rumble, if he does all this stuff, then more than likely, it's probably this match. I would assume so. So Brock Lesnar, Gunther, a match I'm also going to still mention here. But again, we will see on that one because they could go a different and crazy route, which in my opinion is a dream match. Now, just in case, I'm going to throw this out here. What if the person that took out Jacob Fatu was Brock Lesnar? What if that's the route they go and Brock Lesnar has his match and Jacob Fatu comes back and takes out a Brock Lesnar? And that was the guy who took out Jacob Fatu, and it's a way to throw him on Raw. It's a way to transition that. And then you have Brock Lesnar, Jacob Fatu. It just kind of makes sense. I think this is a matchup that they could really look at for WrestleMania 42. I wouldn't be shocked on that. And out of, honestly, these four, I think it's one of these four to go against Brock Lesnar in some sense. Because I don't know. I don't want to see CM Punk. I don't want to Cody Rhodes. I don't want to Roman Reigns. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.